So, hey guys, good evening to all of you. So let's get started. Not so fast, means in next few minutes. So today, we'll be covering that entire blog project, right? Okay, so let me open your chat. Just a second. Just a second. Let the chat come here. Pop-out chat. Awesome. As the session progresses, people decrease in number rate. Nothing can be done for that part, but at least I can start sharing my screen first. 1 second. Yes. So screen share, desktop 1. So you'll be able to see my desktop 1. Okay, awesome. Let me open your chat, guys. Hey Bhaskar, how are you doing? Okay. Okay, so how will we proceed? Today, I'll be winding up the complete thing, whatever thing is pending and all that. Okay, so just to accelerate the process and also to guys, I want you guys to work along with me. Okay, so what I'll do, since I have already created that, so I'll be first sharing you that code. So while teaching, if in case if you're missing something, you can always revisit that code so that you can complete along with me. Okay. Oh, awesome, Bhaskar. You can always add it to Git and add me. My username is Mr Abhishek. Okay, so now what am I supposed to do? Yes. So I have added that to GitHub like a while ago, 20-30 minutes ago. So if I go to GitHub, so what name did I use? I think I used the name blog app 37 minutes ago. Yes, this is the one. 57 minutes ago it has been updated. Okay, so this is the complete backend code and this is the complete front-end code. Okay, initially they will on a different repo. I put it from there to here. Okay. Okay, so now this is a link for all of you guys. So I'm just sending you the link. So first clone it, step number 1. Okay, so you can be and there with me. Okay, in case if you want, you can for the package.json, you can have the same package.json there, so that what will happen? So things will be much faster. What all things we are going to install. Okay, but anyway, I'll show it to you. Login. Okay, on YouTube, in case if you're not getting it, so of course you can just write what is it? You know my username Pro Abhishek. So you can search that on GitHub, and then the name is blog app. So you can search in my reference blog app. Okay. Okay, guys. So what I'm doing, I'm just turning up my video. The reason is since I'm working and due to the bandwidth and all, the speed gets slow, right? So that I can be a little faster. Okay. So let me decrease the size of the chats. Okay. One second, guys. Just placing few things here and there. Awesome. So this is there to all of you. Awesome. So now I think 1 second. So now let's get started. Let me close the thing that is not needed. So let's create it. So what I'm doing first, so let's name it blog front end, okay? Just or let's be blog, okay. For backend part, we can name it backend in simple words, okay? So now you know how to go for, okay, so how have I named it? Capital letters, small letters. Let me make it capital, small letters. Hmm? No, in case if it is some, left, and if the things left are much more, then we can have one more class. Or if it's get completed, then we'll be with this. So terminal, new terminal. What is .ds store? Or that is Mac OS default. Ignore that file. You can download and delete that file. Okay. Okay. So npx create React. And now if you just put a dot here, so what will happen? It will take the same name. If you give a name, then it will make a new folder inside this. Okay. Let it proceed. You. Now in this project, we'll be using Tailwind CSS. Now Tailwind CSS, why I've chosen, you can go with normal CSS also, not a worry. But if you do with Tailwind CSS, the advantage is like you will get to know one more technology, right? That's the best advantage. So first let it get created. Hmm. Let it get created for a while. I'll follow it SAS. Okay. As you like. So, but the things are quite easy. The only different thing that you'll get is how to use, how to install Tailwind CSS with React. That is a little different path. Other things are quite simple, same like you use Bootstrap or any other thing. Doesn't matter. So for that, first the package should be created. Hope it is getting created today. Okay. Also, finally, we are here. So now what we have to do, we have to configure the Tailwind CSS, right? Okay. So there are a number of things that you need to do that. Okay. And there are some changes in the typical React way that we work. That is why I've included this, so you'll get an idea. Okay. So now if we come here, let it open here so that we can just move here and there. Okay. So first, let me start this application. So what is here? One second, guys. What is here? Okay. Let's get started. Um, oh, so it was fast today, right? Because the video is turned off. Because video takes another set of bandwidth, right? Hmm. Is now we have to find it out. How should we use Tailwind with React, right? Using Tailwind is React is little painful. Tailwind with React. So they have a good website. So these are the approaches you have to do. You have to install. Of course, you have to create a React application that we have already done it. Then you have to do these weird things. Okay, like install number of things. Even apart from these, we have to do a few things just to so that our application works properly. Okay. These all things. Okay, these all things you have to finally import it so that you can import the classes from Tailwind directly and so on. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's see how to get started. So in case if what do you say? Like in your file, so let me go to GitHub. So blog app. So these are the things basically you need to install. Okay. Opening this in GitHub dev. Okay, in a VS Code here. It will take a little second. Okay. Let it load. Choose the look you want. I'm totally okay with the looks, whatever I have. So no need of any other looks. This is the backend part now. So we are currently on the front end part. So if you look at the package.json, so of course there are a number of other. Okay, let me zoom it a bit. Okay. So what will happen? Let me show you a few things that we have installed. Okay. So these things have been installed, and these have been installed as a dev dependency. What is the difference between dev dependency and a normal things that is here? Uh, Normal dependencies. So there are a few differences. These dependency will also be used in the production. These dependency will not be used in the production. And simple ones. Like we try to generate the Tailwind CSS in our project, and then we want to use it. Okay, that's the main idea. So these are the things that we need. Okay, so see, few things is like I'll show you. Is this where did the command went? Yes. So these things and this come from the documentary itself. Like you have to install -d basically for dev dependencies. Okay, Tailwind CSS, port CSS, and auto fixes. Okay, these of course you have to install it as according to the documentation for using Tailwind CSS. There are a few more things that you have to install. Is this npm run all. Okay, so basically it helps you to run multiple scripts at the same time. If you want to check it out, npm run all. This is quite interesting. npm run all. Yup, right. So see, so basically it gives you multiple options: run all, run S, and run P. So S means sequential, so you can say in form of like what they say, like the sync style of coding, right? One after another, parallel. So like so they can run several processes can run together. npm run all, combine all the things. Okay, so that is why I've installed it. So now you'll be like, why do we need these things and how do I know? Okay. So the thing is, it takes a little time to go through it, understand, do several projects, then you will understand. So we are directly in the middle of React, right? So that may be a little reason. Concurrence, okay. Oh, you are telling concurrence is a similar package. Yes. Yeah, right. Well, I generally use this, but yeah, you can use that. Okay, like you sometime you fall in love with a certain package and you don't change it, right? You keep on using it. Okay, so let's install it. So now we are in this process. So let this terminal be there. So okay, let me open the package.json. So that basically you can see what are the things that are installed, what are the things that are not installed. What happened to my YouTube visitors? Why are they those so quiet? Let me check. Okay, the reason is like React went a little difficult for them. Maybe because many of like you are studying for the first time. That may be the reason, right? But no worries, slowly we'll get it. Right? Okay. So let me install the first. So I'll start with installing. So do it along with me. I'll give you after doing every small task, I'll give you some time. npm install Tailwind. Tailwind spelling is correct, right? CSS -d for dependencies. So I'll install it one by one, so you'll get an idea. Let it get installed. So you'll say, what if I don't do -d? At this point, there will be no difference for you, but yes. The thing that you don't need in production, you should install it as dependency. Why do we don't need it production and how do we understand it? Of course, that's again comes when we know about several things about production dependency, how these things really work. So that thing can take a little time to, if you are a beginner, else you will understand it. Okay. So I've installed Tailwind. What are the other things that we have installed? So you can see we have to install post CSS, auto fixes, and all that. First, please install this. Okay. Installing may take some time. So after every install, I'll give you a few seconds. I hope you have done it because this was a simple thing. So now let's install the next thing. Okay. So we'll be installing the post CSS. Okay. So there are several things to generate like all what is it, a complete Tailwind in our project so that we can directly use it in our project. That's the main reason we are doing all these. Okay. And that comes directly from the documentation. So you don't have to use a lot of mind since documentation is telling you, so do it. And this is how we use it. Post CSS, I think it is dash. I don't think it's a dot, but anyway, let's check it out. If it's an error, we'll sort it. So you may see the things may be coming here. Tailwind is there. Let it get installed. You guys also install it. Awesome. You also do it. Okay. Then we'll go to the next set of commands. Okay, hope done. Awesome. Let's go. So let me clean it. So if you have to clean it, you can just press Control L, or you can even press clear. Okay, it will clear the things. Okay. So now let's install. Now, since I've been writing npm install, so you can even write npm. It's totally okay. I don't know. I love writing npm install more compared to npm for some reason, which I also don't know. So what is the spelling of auto prefixure? Auto prefixure, no? Hope I don't make a spelling mistake, so I'm copying it. Okay, auto prefixes. And then, of course, what are the other things? Post CSS, right? Now you'll say, do I need to remember this? I'll say not at all. I am referring to the documentation whenever I'm installing it. Every time you do it, you have to do the same thing. Maybe after doing 30 to 40 times, you may remember it, but technology changed. So of course you don't have to remember it. Maybe today we are using Tailwind CSS. Tomorrow we may not use it, or there is some easy way. Some one command can do all the things. It may come, right? So you don't have to buy heart anything here. Every time you have to refer it from the documentation. Okay. And then we have to also use, which I just showed you, npm run all, which can help you in concurrency, right? Okay, let's install it. So basically, we're installing multiple things at the same time. Okay, auto prefixer, post CSS, and npm run all. Also, it was quite fast. I'm also pleased. Okay, you also do it, guys. These are the as now. We will install some more, but later. For now, it's enough for like Tailwind. You also do it fast, then we will be. Let's proceed, guys. I think you may have done it. Shall we proceed? Awesome. So I guess this is done. Awesome. So I'll not cut it. The reason is like my terminal is running right here. I'll just make it a small one. I'll do some changes here at this particular place where my script is there. Okay, so that I can what do you say, in simple word you can say you can process your like Tailwind CSS. Now these settings I have to do because of the Tailwind CSS. In case if you're not using Tailwind CSS, there are a number of things. This part you can totally skip. So till the point I'm doing it for the Tailwind CSS. Okay. So step number one, you have to build a CSS. I'm not going very deep in Tailwind CSS. I'm just giving you the React part of it. Okay? You can go to the Tailwind CSS. It's too simple. In case if you know CSS, it's a piece of code. If you know Bootstrap also, like it's too much, same things. Okay. Okay, so here, what I'll be telling it, like I'll be creating a folder called styles here. Okay, so I'm not created, I'll create it. I'm just writing it first. Okay. Generally, we have a styles name folder. So with your suggestions also, and just technically, my suggestion is good. Okay, yes, this is a correct, totally correct suggestion, but I will say means whatever thing is that is here, which is present in this styles folder, which I'll create here. Okay. Okay, so here I think I will change this path location. So it's /styles. Plus I'll create a new file which is Tailwind CSS. Okay. But the suggestion was almost good. Few changes were required, but okay. This is the build the CSS part. Okay. Now the second part, what I have to use is called what CSS. Now these things may look a little weird. We may talk about this sometime later. Okay. Let me have a look if this suggestion is correct or not. Awesome. Okay. Let's write watch. Okay. Let's we may look at last. For now, you can understand these as like we are trying to set up post like what they say Tailwind CSS. Okay, so that is why we are doing few changes here. At this place now, what I basically want to do now, I have installed something. If you look at properly, I have installed something npm run all, so run multiple scripts at the same time. This npm start will basically help you to like what they say start. These two are like for building the CSS part and watching it. Okay, that's different thing. Okay, now I'm talking about like what do you say I mean to say like I'll be running several scripts at the same time, right? Okay, once again, can you show me the package is on behind? But that is why now I have shared you that thing. So in case if you are lag behind, you can just have a look at that. You can just open it in one tab, no? In VS Code, like go to any repo, press a dot. It will open in a VS Code environment, so that you can have a look at the dependencies. Okay. In case if you want to look at it, just the same thing. Okay. I did not saw your message earlier. Anyway. Your project? Yes, the same project that we are working on now. Bhaskar, same project. Okay, the code is there so that you can follow along with me. So in case if we miss something, you can be there. Right? Awesome. Where was I? I was doing something here. Okay, so I modified the start, how the thing will get started. Okay, so this start, I'll little change it. Okay, so now I'll do one thing. Once these things are building, I'll take a pause for a few seconds. Okay, then I'll start my React application, because these things can take a little time to process, right? The CSS part can be a little slow. So that part, let me do it. Even it's not necessary, but sometimes you can, this can break your website. So you can do it. So this is basically called React. Okay. Scripts, I think, or script. Let's go with script. If there is an error, I'll change it. I think it's scripts. Okay. Oh, yes, scripts only, right? Yes. React script start. Okay. So here, what I'll do, I'll pause it for a few seconds. Okay. So now I am on Mac, guys. You may be on Windows. Okay. So like, see, here you will have a small change. The word sleep that I'm writing, instead of sleep, Windows guys will write timeout. Okay, like I'm giving it a time for 5 seconds. Okay. Okay. React script start. Okay. After that, React script will get started. After sleeping for 5 seconds. Okay. Sleep will not work for Windows. Okay. Timeout. Try the timeout part. Okay. Now, whenever we are installing the React, okay, at this place, what will I include? I will run several scripts in parallel. So run. Okay. This will help me to run several. I guess. 1 second. Let me check this out. Run minus b, no? Okay. So there is no space around. Don't give a space. Awesome. So React script start. Awesome. So this will help you to, but I think 1 second. So what has happened? Something weird is happening. This got red on its own. No problem. Okay, that path, the tailwind path. So this, the CSS that is here, here this is the tailwind path. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look. So the start part is there, done, minus b. Okay, in this, when you are starting it, like, so at this place, we'll watch the CSS. Whatever the CSS that has been built will be using that CSS in simple words, right? Now, these all settings, I'm not doing it for the React thing. I'm doing it just for the Tailwind CSS. In case if you're not using Tailwind CSS, you can avoid all of these. Okay. For the build part, again, for the build part, you go with done minus x. So we'll follow the sequential order in that. And so build CSS. Okay, simple. Not simple, a little bit complicated. What are the things? But these things are directly coming from the documentation. So let's not worry a lot about them. Okay, so you can call this like the settings things as of now. So for our application thing, we'll understand all of these things. So I'll give you a little time to come at this particular point. Okay. Take you a little time, no problem. Okay. Okay. So now I guess I'll give you a minute more. Okay. Done. Awesome. So now let's come here. This is a place. So remember, we have talked about a folder called style. So of course we don't have that folder, so we have to create it, right? For our style thing. Styles in the style folder, what will we have? So we'll be having this like in our two files that we have talked about, index.css and tailwind.css. So now when index.css is already here, so I'll just move it here in simple words. Try to delete that file and create it one more, right? Okay. Is it moved? Yes. Index.css has moved, so let me remove all this. Okay. Now we'll write in the Tailwind format, right? Okay. So let's write it. So basically at this place, I'll mention all the things that I need to. You can say like, what are the things that you need to import in simple words to use this Tailwind CSS? So if you see it, they have given you a few things, these three things, right? So let's paste it here. Okay, so the way I am doing it, like there are a number of things I'm copy pasting here and a dot. So you, when you work in the development environment, this is how you basically work. Now let's go to the new thing. Let's make a new file which is called tailwind.css. This particular file in which we'll have a tailwind CSS file. So we'll talk about that, what to do, what not to do about this file. So as of now, let's keep it empty. Okay. So please come to this part, then we'll continue. Done? Awesome. Okay. So now let's have a look. So we have created few things, right? Okay. In our style.css file, right? Awesome. So now we are here. So let's come here, let's come to our index.js file, original file. So now there's nothing like these things we have to remove it, right? So now these things, it's not a normal CSS, it's coming from Tailwind CSS. So of course, I've not created a project from the scratch. We are using the same project. Okay. That thing is removed. Let's import a thing. So we have to import the Tailwind CSS part, right? Import dot slash, and the file name is styles slash Tailwind. Well, there's no suggestions. Tailwind CSS. Okay. So basically what we have done, we have just imported a Tailwind file that we have created, nothing else, right? I guess till this point, everyone is very much clear. Right? So now basically what we have to do. So remember we have basically installed something called post CSS. Okay. So basically that helps us to configure the Tailwind CSS. Okay. So that we can use it in our application. So now let's have a look how to do that in simple words. Okay. So for that, what I'll be doing, let's close this source. Okay. So still we are doing the things just for Tailwind CSS. Okay. For next 1 or 2 minutes, still we'll be doing those things on. Okay. So of course, Tailwind CSS is a little problematic topic when you need to set up the things. Okay. That is why you'll get clear how to set up Tailwind CSS. And using Tailwind CSS is a piece of cake. Setting it up is a problematic topic. Okay. Okay, so what will be I doing now inside what is it inside my source file? Okay, this particular file. Okay, you can create a new file. Let's call this what is it? You can call this post CSS. Okay, dot because this is more a config file. Okay, you can call it config.js. Okay, in this now this is what I'm writing module.exports. Okay. This again is directly coming from the documentation. Since I've used it number of times, so many things I directly remember it. But these all things are directly coming from the documentation. Okay. Require Tailwind CSS. Waiting for suggestions. Require autofixes. Okay. Awesome. The number, lot of changes. So let's now, what are the next thing that we need to do? npm run start, not before that. npm tailwind css init minus p. Basically, npx tailwind css init minus p. Basically, you have to initialize that, right? But since we have, remember, we have installed the CLI, right? So basically, for that, we have to do a little change. So, like, if I show you, like, you can go to the documentation and check it out in simple words. Like, if I show you the Tailwind CSS documentation, so installation using Tailwind CLI this using post CSS. Okay. That command may be from here somewhere that I'm using. Basically, I remember that for some reason. Okay. This thing that I wrote, you got it from here, right? It will be somewhere here. Once again. This will be somewhere in the installation. Finally, CRA completed. Awesome, that's really great. You are a little ahead of me. Right. Basically, I want to show you basically like how to use this. Okay, so basically how this will be used with. So if I go to like what is the installation, use this has changed a little. Earlier, if I used to use it, okay, 1 second. Give me a second. Let me give it a search. this has got updated a little. So basically, I had a little documentation. 1 second. Maybe the dogs do the same thing. So that is why the dogs keep updating sometimes. That's the also the issue. Okay, I'll write the command directly. At this point, I'm not finding it. No problem. Let me write it. If once I find, I'll attach a link for you guys. Okay, in simple words. So command is very simple, but for some reason I'm not finding it. Okay. Not getting it. No problem. Okay, so let me write it. Chats. Maurice Thomas. What is he doing here? I don't know. So the command is basically npx tailwind tailwind. See, sometimes you can make a mistake if you don't get it actual. I think tailwind css dot cli dash or dot. I think it's dash, not too sure. Okay. I think this is the command. Wait, let's wait for a while. Let's see. Okay. Did it happen? You've got some error. That is why I was searching for a command. 1 second. Let's go with this. So sometime once again. Let me find that. We are basically using with create React app. No? Tailwind CSS with create React app. So it's directly using the Tailwind init minus p. This is the one. This is the latest version. I think I made some mistake, maybe something there. Let's copy the same thing. Let's proceed ahead. Let's have a look. That is when you write the commands on your own, sometimes you can get an issue. So you have to find it. So this is basically install Tailwind CSS with create React app. So it has given you a complete guide. Each and everything is there, right? So this is like whatever we install, it has just given you in one line, everything. Okay. So create a Tailwind CSS config, Tailwind config.js. Okay, it will be somewhere. Should be created outside, but I think they created inside. No problem. It got created somewhere. Okay, no worries. Generally, it is created in the root part. Okay. But as of now, if I see created Tailwind CSS config, Tailwind config.js. This is the file that we created. No, no problem. Okay, let's proceed. I think it's a video. Anyway, there should be, but generally it's there is a file like tailwind config.js, which it says it's there, but where it is there, that I don't see it right here. Let me close it and create it, open it again. Oh, it's here. So that file was basically not visible to us. Once it appeared, so I closed it and opened it, and it is back. Okay, so this is basically got created, right? Awesome. Okay, so great. So now this part we have created it. Now what to do next? Of course, now I think we have completed the part, like each and every part. So now in generally what we have to do, we basically have to start our React applications, like development. So basically what you have to do, you just have to click and like npm start. If everything is correct, it will work out. So let's hope so everything is correct. Npm start. Error task not found React scripts. Okay, so there is some error with React scripts, right? So let's go here in package.json, React scripts. Hmm. And where is the issue? That is where setting up a thing is always a pain. Okay, now who is the new person in the chat? Okay, we got you. No need to. Okay. These kind of spam chats keeps on coming. Not a problem. For now, I have to look for like what is the problem here. That's the main challenge. I guess the first one build CSS part is correct. Okay. The second one. What CSS? That is also correct. React script start. Okay. That also seems correct. Okay. Mm. Still, do you guys see anything? Any mistake? I don't see any mistake. Okay, you guys find any mistake? Mm. Spelling mistake or something? Yeah. Scripts. Let me watch for the spelling mistake or something here. Okay, so let me see what is the problem. This took a little time, right? No issues. So yes, in this looker time, let's sort out this issue. If sleeve file react racp scrd, this is okay. start run -p what css react script start. This also seems okay. I'm just wondering what is the issue here. So this is okay. This is okay. Mm, okay, perfect. This was a small error. Again, this okay. So okay. So now development server has got started. Let me open this. No, no, let's not close this. Where is it? This one. Let's reload this. Now you have made me awesome. Oh, the work. Okay, let it load. Anyway, you got a little time to explore Tailwind CSS, right? Because we'll be using it heavily in our project. Let it load first. Okay, so I think it's still loading. Let it load. It's taking a little time, no problem. Why it's taking so much time? Let's wait for a while, guys. Yep, finally. Right. That happens when you live stream at multiple places. I guess now it's okay. Okay, done. Okay, so now we are here. Let's go to our app.js. Okay, we'll remove this entire code, whatever they have written. We want our piece of code, right? So let's remove this entire thing. Okay, header thing. Okay. So now we have this. Okay, let's remove this one. Okay. So now inside this return, now we'll be writing on like Tailwind CSS we have installed. So we'll check it out. Is our work is successful and Tailwind CSS, is it really working? So then, okay, let's give it a class name. Okay. And like, of course, you can tell, like, I'm not explaining you all the class names. Some class name I'll explain, but you also try to what I mean to say, go through Tailwind CSS a bit. Okay. Now you've got a data in it because we got stuck at something. So container. So I've taken a container. Okay. And what I want to do basically, I want to, you can say, let's change the background color. Okay. Let's change the background blue. Like whenever don't understand a class, just copy this class name and give it a search. What this class name do in Tailwind CSS? You'll get an idea. Okay, let's call it. And here is here. Okay. I think this is done. So now let me reload this. Oh, set. We did not get that color, no blue color. Okay. So inspect. Inspecting here is already difficult. So let me open this. This is a YouTube chat. Let me open this in a new window. Inspect. I'm expecting a blue background, right? And so there's no error. So let's revisit. Let's see if everything is correct or not. Looks correct to me. What do you guys say? I pretty much think it is correct. We are not getting the blue background, right? That simply means one thing. I think on spelling are correct, I guess, right? I think so. Tailwind, Tailwind components, Tailwind utilities. Let me do one thing. This is here, no? I mean to say, here it is. Okay, let me inspect it. Let me see. Inspect. This class is here, container class. If I click on it, okay, let me make it here. There's some issue here, please. It's saying this style is coming from user agent. It's not saying that this style is coming from background color, blue, right? That is zero selection. There's some problem. Which we have to figure it out. Okay. Okay, sorry. Also, I missed your comment because there are so many other things popping up in the chat. Okay. Comment visible to you. Which comment? Hello. Sahidul. Hello, Sahidul. How are you? Okay. Let me just go through it. Give me a minute. There is some issue we are stuck with. I guess things will be okay. But I just don't know what is the issue. Let's do one thing. Sometime what happens, sometime when you update the CSS, no. Actually, even if it is correct, sometimes it does not load up correctly. It means restart the application again, which will take a little time. Okay. Command here, Control C. You can see this has got error. Let's close this. Let me open a new one. Terminal, new terminal. Sometimes this can happen whenever your code is correct also, things can happen. If you're confident, you can just minute, please. Okay, it again open on my second screen. I want it to be opened on the first screen. So let me reload this part. Once the reload is complete, offset it's still the same. some reason, I'm not getting the Tailwind Css part. What happened? Even the letter here, at least I thought that also got vanished. So this style that is here, this is coming from a Tailwind part, right? This is not what it is taking. And this is really shocking. App.js. Okay, import app.js. We don't need to import these things. That does not change anything. Okay, guys, I look into this issue. What is the issue basically? For some reason, it's not recognizing the Tailwind class. I'll sort out this issue and then we'll continue in tomorrow for the remaining time. Okay, we have got stuck at some particular issue. No issues. Okay, we'll sort this out. Hey, Shubham. Okay. Tailwind CSS is just an alternative for like normal CSS. Okay, these things are much simpler. Okay. 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 So basically, if you think BZ blue 500, so if you search for it, you are getting the same issue. No? You did not import Tailwind CSS. It's imported in index.js. No? So basically, if you import it at any place, it will not. There will be no issues, right? Correct. You don't have to import at number of places, right? I remember this is a correct file name. Let's search. It's BG Blue 500. Yes, it's there, right? That's not a problem. Okay, anyway, I'll check it out. Okay. So you can also what you need to import it. No. If you import it at one place, like technically, what will happen? Do we need to install some libraries? Yes, there are a number of libraries we successfully installed. I think you may have missed the earlier part, right? Okay. So go through the video from the start, you'll get it of them. Okay. Okay. Let me check through it, see what is the issue. I'll let you know in the next class. Okay. And try to use the CSS without using app.js. It will still work. Like last day, in the hello world, what happened? Like you saw, we imported it in the like index.js file directly. It still worked, right? Even if you're creating a component, because ultimately all the code from the app.js from different component passes to app.js, then it goes to index.js, then it goes to that index.html. So if you import it in any of the flow, it will be there there at all the places. Okay. No problem, guys. Okay. So guys, I'll catch you up soon.